welcome to the channel. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I will see how this reading goes, but I needed to record it, and you're going to understand why. Any of you are calling in divine protection, um, as in heavily, like you're just getting protected the whole night, the whole day. You can feel the energy. This is for you. And just before I hit record, I pulled out all of the cards that I needed. So I didn't want to shuffle whilst I was recording. And I do apologize if I cough in between. I will try not to cough into the mic. I have the arrow card. Now, the arrow card is about surrounding yourself with protective energy. And I found it so illuminating to have that arrow card. And let me just read out what it actually means. Surround yourself with positive people and experiences and environments that make you feel safe. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. Arrows have long been revered as symbols of protection, as many hunter-gatherers would use the bow and arrow as a weapon of defense. When an arrow appears in meditation or dreams or an oracle reading, this is the sign you need to protect yourself from what is important to you. Because not everyone has the same intentions as you do. This does not mean that people are intentionally wanting to hurt you, but they could be careless in their choices and their actions, and this could affect you. There are energies around you that could lower your vibration, and it's important you become aware of them and they aren't brought down by them. So, if you're in a situation where you feel not everything is as clear as it seems, this is in regards to your person, I feel, or the action that you might have taken. Any action is trusting your intuition. Even if things aren't clear for you, there are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals or with kindness. So when you follow your intuition about whom you trust and what you trust, you may even need to take time to retreat, step out of the situation, assess what is going to be beneficial for you. And anyway, this is the time to call upon that energy of protection and place yourself in a space that feels safe. Now, these next two cards are specifically for anybody in a twin flame connection. Please take what resonates. Even if you don't identify with the twin flame, it could be divine counterparts, soul recognition, a tethering of two individuals, binary, non-binary. I'm seeing the broken arrow. Now, it's funny that we have both the arrow and the broken arrow. They are aligned to be one after the other in this oracle card deck. But this broken arrow, even though it feels the connection is broken, the words beneath it are extremely powerful because the words say to embrace the energy of peace. So let go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace. You are safe. Just as the broken card symbolizes the defense and protection, the broken arrow symbolizes peace. And in several indigenous traditions, a broken arrow could mean that the tribes are no longer fighting with one another, but they're making alliances. This is the alliance of your connection. When you see a broken arrow in meditation, in a vision, in a dream, or even this reading, it is a message that you no longer need to fight and that the peace has arrived, that this is a powerful symbol of harmony, serenity, and community. So if you've ever been exposed to a situation where you've felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, now that is coming to an end. So, yes, we have had the arrow card. You are protected by this divine energy. You are protected when you call upon your angels, guides, and ancestors, always. But actually, this broken arrow is allowing you to be guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away those dark moments, that darkness, that you can be safe to drop your shields and protection. So even if it feels contradictory, know you are protected, even though the angels, guides, and ancestors are protecting you. You don't need to protect yourself anymore. I know a lot of people who've been hurt in the past have built up these walls. And they weren't to just keep people away, they kept themselves away from others. And that was where the pain came from. So now you get to lower your guard, break down your own walls because divine protection is always, always, always around you. Now you get to embrace the energy of peace. You are in a situation now that will honor you, honor your needs. Arguments, disagreements, they're all ending, they're all being resolved. And you may need to prepare to talk things through, offer peace that you would like to enjoy. And that is the divine steps to move forward in a more fearless way. And it's so important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by a situation. You need to let go of the possibility that your twin flame or your divine counterpart will hurt you, because this will only work against you. Your angelic guides, your ancestors, they're all standing around you. They're protecting you and they're taking you lovingly forward. And then I wanted to clarify the broken arrow because obviously I wasn't sure about the initial message. And then we had the shaman card. And the shaman card absolutely depicts this trusting in the angels, in the guides, and the ancestors. You don't need to put up your walls. They have a divine layer of layers of protection around you. Now, if you've given your power away, claim that back. I know some of you are already doing this, but there is a lot of energy. If you are feeling sick, if you have been overwhelmed with illness at this time, you are purging those energies that are still trying to pull on you. If you're seeing messages from past people and you're still kind to them, you're still open to them, you're still very civil. Well, it doesn't mean that you don't need to be civil, but you can still call back your energy. You can still put up boundaries. And the reason that we have this shaman card is inspired by the Sami, the indigenous peoples of northern Norway, Sweden, and Finland. So this card represents those people who have a connection to earth and the hidden realms. And that many shamans believed that when there was illness or disease, it's because a person's power had been left behind somewhere, or a negative pattern had installed itself in them. Now, for me, last night was probably the worst night regarding my cough and my sneezing. And I swear I kept calling on divine protection, but I almost didn't need to because it was there. And that's what I wanted to explain to you guys. Any negative situation or pattern that you've unknowingly held on to, it's this trance. It would travel to the underworld. It would recall this power and remove that demon, remove that energy. And this card is because you need to do that releasing work. And illness is not a bad thing because it is your body flushing out all those toxins. It's trusting your body in well enough to know that it's doing incredible things for your health. And you have tried your best. And if you haven't tried your best, please try. Eat fresh foods, walk, move your body, appreciate it, love it, trust it. And when you trust and love yourself, you are mirroring that trust and love towards your person. And when you release the work of that lower energies or your lack of trust in that spiritual energies that are guiding you, this shaman is going to aid your quest. And there are spiritual allies working in your favor. There are miracles that are unfolding so much more easily. The more you move into this state of trust, call back your power, stop allowing external forces to divert you, your miracles deserve you. And you may hand over all of your concerns to your spiritual allies. And this is why I was saying that you get to call upon your angels, ancestors, and guides. So this shaman card will allow you to correct this situation and come out on top. You are you have been receiving intuitive guidance. And the shaman card actually shows you that there is this potential to move between realms and connect to your guides in such a powerful way. So, with that in mind, I also pulled out some Three Trees Tarot Dragon Energy. And I'm going to talk you through everything that I've written down because I really needed to write down what was happening first because there was a lot. Now we have the Empress card first and foremost. I thought it was the Emperor card, but it was the Empress. And even if you've got your own card deck, you may want to pull these cards out. We'll just see what you receive, obviously, because I feel like this is the standard. And if you're getting any similar cards, it means that you are being given the intuitive hit that you are on this path, probably closer than you think. And if any of those cards are nowhere near these cards, that's okay. It just means that there is still some purposeful, intentional actions that you may need to take, maybe in your thoughts and maybe in your daily habits. So it's all about learning. So, I wanted to talk about the cards. We had the Empress card first, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Four of Wands. And I will call out the Divine Masculine's energy, but when I asked about the connection, because I was asking about the Divine Masculine and Feminine both, but the Divine Connection, I see the Two of Cups. That's exactly what came out after the Four of Wands. There was also like this 10 of Swords, Three of Swords, or maybe even Three of Cups energy that I was feeling before I pulled the Divine Masculine card in. So if that was relevant to anyone, please let me know. But I feel like this overall Divine Feminine is radiating. You know, you may be bogged down with certain physical ailments, but you are radiating abundance. You are radiating mastery and sovereignty. But there is also this subtle inattention, a holding on. And I feel like that's probably wanting to be purged out of your body, that you are needing to release so true harmony can anchor. And that's what we're getting, embrace this energy of peace, trust in those higher forces. Now, this Empress leads the spread. You are embodying creation itself. And God talks about this in the Bible. God explains that this is my person and this is me. This is what a female entity is. She is me. But I'm seeing that the divine feminine is embodying the creation, the creator, fertile with potential, standing as this bridge between spirit and matter, the ethers and the material world. You are both the matter, you are both the mother of words, of worlds, and the keeper of your own sacred garden. That's what I'm getting. You are both the mother of worlds and the keeper of your own sacred garden. Now, the 10 of Pentacles, I feel, and the 10 of Cups show the divine feminine is on the brink of this lasting fulfillment, this legacy, this emotional security, the soul deep connections that are weaving into your reality, or they're about to. These aren't fleeting blessings. They are the rewards of the long path walked. For any of you who have been on this path for a very long time, who've been single for a very long time, you're on this brink of it's okay. I am happy and I acknowledge this path. I'm at peace with where I am. And it's not this hopelessness, it's this unwavering trust in your person and in yourself. Something has shifted lately. So you haven't scorned the loneliness or the fact that you might have not had that many friends growing up, that maybe you don't have that many friends now, that maybe you didn't have an experience of true love, that you've had lessons, but you've never had that long term soul connection. But this is the reward for all of those, for the generation that you've healed, for the oncoming generations that you're going to be healing. Even if you don't have any children, this is your energy impacting thousands of people around the world. I don't think you realize that you being in higher vibration affects thousands of people around the world. And this is why you even listening to this message, this is why I was saying call back your energy, because you have no idea where your energy goes. It goes in the comments, it goes into the people who read your comments, it goes into the way you like a comment, in what you share, in what you listen to. Everything is energy. And your energy is being pulled and expanded. So when you watch this video, when you like this video, I never believed it before, but I truly understand it now, is when you interact, a part of your energy expands this light. And that energy, that light goes to thousands of other people. So, yes, it's important to call back your energy, but you are the divine empress here. Remember the first three cards, the Empress, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups. Forget about the order of these cards. Let's just look at what they actually represent. Choices aligning with the truth. And the 9 of Pentacles reveals that the divine feminine collective have learned to stand alone in that strength. Now, you have constantly been building for yourself. You've been independent. Your self worth has grown exponentially. And now your life reflects your inner values. But then the Four of Pentacles whispers that there is this guardedness, there is this type of clinging. Maybe it could be a fear of loss, a fear of betrayal, fear of letting go of control. You know, you've worked so hard to reach this point. And it may even be that subconscious holding of your resources, your heart, your energy. You're worried about what's being built could slip away, but it won't. Five of Swords, yes, does suggest that somewhere, perhaps in the past, perhaps lingering in the present, that there was some conflict where the feminine had felt that they needed to win at all costs. And perhaps someone played such a game with you. But there's this echo of mental struggle or unresolved tension where this other person could be pulling on that energy, or it could be an energy within yourself. And as twin flames, we take so much accountability to ourselves. So instead of blaming your twin flame for being flaky or non committal or not doing the work, that they're unawakened, trust yourself enough to do your work and trust your divine counterpart to do theirs. Because you are one and the same. So when you think those things, you're putting out those karmic energies onto your divine counterpart. It sounds very negative, but I feel like this is important for some of you to hear, that you truly need to push past some of the fears, some of the blockages that you have, so you can fully trust your person. It's not about them proving trust to you. If you do this, then I'll trust you. If you do that, then I'll trust you. If you prove to me that trust is worthy, then I'll give it to you. That's not how it works. You either trust or you don't. How is it when you meet your person, you fully trust them without knowing them? It's a feeling. So go back to that feeling of trusting yourself, and a version of you that trusts yourself also trusts your person. So that's where we can then actually revise that narrative and have a look at the trust that you have within yourself, trust that your person is doing the work and that you fully support them. Now, that is another level of energetic empowerment. But I forgot channeling those messages on the Five of Swords. Brings us to the last card of this pile for the Divine Feminines, which is the Four of Wands. The higher promise of peace, celebration, union. This is as if Spirit is reminding you, feminines, take the energies as they resonate. Obviously, we embody both masculine and feminine energies. This is your destiny. This is the joy. This is the foundation. This is a sacred partnership or community. But first, the lingering need to defend or protect at all costs can soften, because you are being protected. You are being guided by forces that you have no idea that are around you constantly. So why do we have the shaman and the broken arrow of peace? Well, the shaman arrives as a guardian, reminding you that true mastery is in your integration. Yes, you are walking between the worlds as an empress. You're holding your strength and softness in balance, and this broken arrow clarifies that it's time to lower your weapons. There is no more battle to fight. The war you feared is over, and it was never yours to begin with. Now, the peace offered by this broken arrow comes when you trust what is meant for you cannot be taken. And what was never meant for you can be fully released. This empress does not war, she creates, nurtures, magnetizes. So return to that knowing. And if you're standing at the threshold of completion and blessings, this is a very powerful time. This energy of the tens, if you're seeing 1010 lately, the Empress, the Four of Wands, these are victory codes in your field. The only blocks are now internal, old survival patterns that kept you safe once, but now limit your expansion. So the shaman invites you to lay down your sword, open your heart, trust that the union of what is destined. And the affirmation here is to place both hands on your heart and maybe even write this in the comments box and I'll pin it. But you are safe to thrive. You are safe to receive. You are safe to be at peace. So let's just switch that over, actually. Let's just call it out. So we can say, I am safe to thrive. I am safe to receive. I am safe to be at peace. Let's just do that 2 more times. I am safe to thrive. I am safe to receive. I am safe to be at peace. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Release anything that no longer serves you. One more time. I am safe to thrive. I am safe to receive. I am safe to be at peace. So let's move on to part 2 of this reading and the core energy of the divine masculines. Now, I find it remarkable that this many cards came out, so I'm going to go through it bit by bit. The divine masculine, I've been saying this for a while. The hanged one started off in this card deck. Overall, so let me just read them out. The hanged one, the judgment, the emperor, the page of wands, the king of pentacles, the four of swords, king of swords, queen of wands, knight of cups, queen of cups, ace of wands, king of wands, queen of pentacles, eight of wands, five of pentacles, the tower, and the star. This is the profound awakening. This has been happening constantly since you both met. Even if you've not met in the physical, astrally, it's happening. This is the time that's shaking them to the foundations, to the truth, to the purpose, to the heart of being reborn. This connection, and this is why I was feeling that Two of Cups energy was standalone between these two bulk cards that came out. That Two of Cups anchors this process. This bond isn't romantic or physical, it's transformational. And it's what pulls the divine masculine out of stagnation, illusion, old structures. So this hanged one shows that they are suspended between the old and the new. That they are too surrendering what no longer serves them. That their former identity as the emperor, the one who rules, the one who controls, the one who plans, is actually being challenged. And that's being told that true power isn't rigid authority, it's conscious leadership that serves the greater good. So if you have a look at their inner journey of like the page of wands, the ace of wands, the eight of wands, there is this spark firing within the divine masculine, this new inspiration, this passion, this desire for forward movement that's being stirred within their solar plexus. And this fire feels wild, barely contained. And it's as if they're discovering or rediscovering their purpose, their creativity, their hunger for life. There has been a long period of numbness. And so we've got the Four of Swords, the Tower, and the Five of Pentacles. So before this surge, there had to be this endured isolation, loss, deep reflection. The masculines have felt abandoned by others, by themselves, even by the divine. Now, that tower shows that much of what they have built, perhaps their identity, beliefs, or material structures, has crumbled. And they've had to keep starting from scratch. This could have been in the physical, but it also is about the internal, the emotional. It was a necessary destruction to strip them down to their authentic core. And even though they didn't come out in this order, I'm just going through the cards regarding the Judgment and the Star card. Those two cards, it's so funny because it was the second card and the last card is about the rebirth. So the whole pack of cards talk about waking up to their higher calling because we've got the Hanged One right at the start. Hearing the soul's trumpet of cosmic reminder that they have a mission, that the one that intertwines with the divine feminine, the one that serves the collective. And this star, even though it came after the tower, it brings hope after that storm. It is healing, aligning, starting to believe again. So the masculine maturity and polarity means that the divine masculine is cycling through the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the King of Wands. They are integrating the material mastery, mental clarity, passionate leadership. And that old guard of the Emperor, the structure is being questioned. But I feel that there is this heart opening via the Knight of Cups. So we didn't have the King of Cups, but there is this Knight of Cups that was so important and relevant in this spread because their tender, romantic, vulnerable side does seek a connection. I feel like that's what I'm seeing with the Ten of Swords and the Three of Cups. Like they're seeing romantic connections. That's kind of what I got with that throughout the spread because we've got a lot of divine pairings in this. King and Queen of Pentacles, King and Queen of Wands. I feel like, okay, the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, so a level down, but there's a lot of divine counterpart pairing that I feel like the divine masculine feels that they are missing out on that, but they just don't want any connection. And people have been saying that a man knows you are the one. How do they know you are the one? When do they know you are the one? You know, when a man knows you are the one is when they love themselves. It's when they love themselves. So when they've done the work, when they've realized that they recognize their love is mirrored in you, that's where this romantic, vulnerable, seeking a connection enlivens, it sparks. And there is this Page of Wands of this lighter energy of curiosity, of ready for this new adventure. And what's powerful here is how many queens actually appear. You know, we've got did we have the Queen of Cups? Yeah, we did. I think we've got the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, three queens. We've had three kings, three queens. This shows that the female, the feminine principles are weaving through them, that they are learning to balance their fire, which is the wands, with their emotions, which is their cups, into this grounded present energy, which is the pentacles. And so the connection to the divine feminine is a bond that mirrors, it catalyzes their awakening. Of course, it does. The feminine is both the chalice that the divine masculine yearns for and the sword that cleaves the vision. It's the divine feminines that reflect back their truth, the divine masculine's truth, and it terrifies and liberates them in equal measure. So there's this magnetic pull between the both of you, undeniable and fated, and this connection demands that they face their wounds, that the divine masculine needs to face their wounds of the Five of Pentacles, rebuild from authenticity, which is the Star card after the Tower. So the final energy that we have here is it's about burning away this falsehood, this falseness, reclaiming the passion, the vision, balancing action with the heart, and really preparing for union, not from need, but from choice, from alignment. So when this tower falls, the divine masculine's true empire can rise. Their heart is reawakening, and with that, their courage to love and lead will be different. So this star card reminds the divine masculines that you are guided. You are not alone. And the divine feminine spirit, this divine feminine energy and spirit walk beside you. I'm going to leave the messages right there. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing your beautiful energy. I'm sending you guys so much love. Bye for now.